So, hello everyone, welcome to a market breakdown. So we're going to be looking at the FTSE 100 here. So this is the stock market. So what I'm going to be looking at is, I just want to be looking at the potential correlation maybe between that and the pound intraday. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm just going to thought I could add it, watch it for a month, break it down and just see how it moves. It's fairly new on TradingView, so we'll have to see. So just breaking down, coming into what's sort of happened, our key levels, we can see that we're clearly reacting to this support area over here on the daily time frame that we can see. Let's just remove this. So we can see here that we're reacting to the support. And it looks like we're also tapping into this price level. Now, when we look at the daily as well, we can also see we have a resistance formed over here. And then I suppose we had this like previous support area, this sort of like consolidation range. So let's move this down. Okay, leave as is. So yeah, we can clearly see just by market structure on the daily, if we break it down, that we're creating these lower highs, right? We're creating these lower highs. It's the high over here, high over here. So we're in a apparent downtrend. Same with the lows. So we can see, we had like a low over here, and we grabbing some deep liquidity down over here, low down over here, low down over here, and now we're retesting this new low that we created once again. So looking on the daily, if we respect this low, then if we can get above this minor resistance, we should pop up, create like another lower high, maybe around this area. And then we could start to drive back further down. But that's going with current market structure that we can see. So yeah, so let's check out the current. So that's looking at the daily, but let's look at the monthly. So yeah, looking on the monthly, we can see this is all fresh, but this current monthly looks like, is trying to tap into this monthly support that we've created since May. So right now it may continue pushing further down. We don't know, because this current previous support from August looks like it's not being respected. We've already broke the low, so we could be coming down. Looking at the weekly, again, we're still doing this. So let's look at the weekly here. So weekly came up. We created this support, this original support down over here. So let's just go off base of what we've got. So prices came up and it created a high over here, and then it formed a resistance here, right? So then we had this push up. We had this push up on the weekly, but then the next weekly candle, it closed back in the range. It came back down and it fell to kind of this support area here, right? So this move up got corrected, and essentially what it did is it created a lower high. Now we can see here we had this deep liquidity grab coming up to push price further down once more. So now we're actually at this weekly support. So it looks like this current weekly candle kind of tapped into this area. It's now rejecting it. So now what I think we're going to see is the next weekly candle maybe pop up a bit, respecting the high of the previous weekly candle, and then we could see price drop further down, kind of tapping into this deeper area. So let me just remove some of this. So what we want to see is, come down deeper into this area. So it looks like it's tapping into this and it's rejecting it. So we can also see here, how we're creating these liquidity zones, right? Coming lower. So now essentially, I think we're going to see something, like, so yeah, I think we should see, price create like a top wick and then come down and tap into this area, maybe, like a deep liquidity. But anyway, just reading the higher time frames, that's what I'm seeing so far. So I think we could see some more downside, but I mean, we need to see what's going on. So when we go on the daily, obviously we are creating a support. So my condition there is, for my idea to kind of be correct, for us to kind of come down. I think what we're going to do is we're going to potentially come up, tap somewhere into this area, so we could see price drive up tap into this zone over here, and then start driving further down. So the good sells will be once we break this support. But if we do kind of get closes up in this area and we have support forms in this area, I'd say there's a much higher chance we're going to come up and retest this area here, and then maybe drop further down, sorry, later on, if that makes more sense. So that's what we're looking at here based off the higher time frames. I'm gonna keep an eye on, how, because I've seen how, if we go to the 30-minute here from today, when the FTSE dropped in the morning, in the London session, so did the pound, and it happened the other day as well that I noticed. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it. But if we look on the 4-hour, if we can clearly see the 4 hours in a range. Now this 4 hour, it came up and created a high over here. So I think once we start getting back above this resistance, we could come up and retest these highs. So we could potentially come up, retest this area from resistance, and then keep dropping further down. So that's going to be my analysis for the FTSE 100 coming into the next week, and just in general moving forward. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I'm gonna do some more breakdowns, really pay close attention to what goes on. But it should be a nice pair to add to the watch list. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.